Hi there, welcome back to Donnie's Paintbox. Today I'm going to be going through a few things that I've not paid for. These are all samples, trials, things that I've just been trying out really. And there's a variety of different things. We've got some skincare, we've got some makeup, and we've got some lashes as well. That I've kind of acquired through a variety of different things, whether I just wanted to test them out or somebody's just actually said, oh, can you test them out? And I've been like, of course. I'm going to do it through the routine. So we're doing skincare first, and we'll do makeup, and then we'll do lashes. And I'm going to do it also by brand because I've got a few things, and I'm going to start out with Elizabeth Arden. So I've never used Elizabeth Arden products ever. It's just a brand that's never really kind of like come onto my radar, and I thought what actually happened was I was in a Boots store just working, like doing some cover, and the Elizabeth Arden consultant and I got talking, and she was just like, okay, you never used our stuff, so try a few things. And she gave me a few samples and asked me to speak about them on YouTube, which is exactly what I'm doing. She gave me quite a few different things. I think there's 5 that I need to talk about, so I'm going to go through them. There are some hits and there's some misses, and I'm talking like really extreme kind of like differences in how I reacted to these products. So I'm going to start out with this one. This is, I've got a tiny bit left. This is the Probiotic Whipped to Clay Cleanser, which is, it's a really interesting one, because it's almost like you kind of apply it like a mask, but it's a cleanser. So I'm just going to put up some information on this one. So it says effectively remove makeup and impurities with the Elizabeth Arden Superstart Probiotic Whipped to Clay Cleanser. A whipped mousse formula that transforms into a mineral-rich foam to provide multiple benefits. Probiotics obviously are ideally supposed to boost your skin's health. So this cleanser basically it has a blend of pink and green clays which help to lift away dirt, excess oil and product buildup, and then also replenishes vital moisture and nutrients to stop the skin from becoming dried out. And the skin's natural protective barrier, this is the probiotic side, is strengthened and pores are reduced for complexion that feels hydrated and comfortable and looks radiant. That's a lot of claims for one product. Now, I liked it. I don't know whether I would say that it manages to hit all of those claims. I don't know whether you'd need to have continued use to be able to see some of the benefits. I wouldn't say that it boosted radiance in my skin particularly, but then I do a lot of radiance stuff already, so like I'm not sure how much of a difference a cleanser is really going to make to that. The main hang-up that I have with this product is that it doesn't fit into my double cleanse habits. So I won't be purchasing it based purely on that. I don't think that it's a bad product. So with this one, you do still kind of double cleanse, but you do it in a different way. You have to do makeup remover to get rid of like the excess side of the makeup. So if you're wearing anything waterproof, if you've got lipstick on, or even if you're just wearing kind of like a lot of colour, it's best to kind of get all that off with a makeup remover and then massage this all over the skin, leave it for literally 1 minute, and then you wash it off with water. It does leave the skin feeling really clean. I was surprised with that clay finish because it does dry like a clay mask, and I wasn't expecting it to come off and foam the way that it did. It was really quite pleasant actually, and it does leave your skin feeling really, really fresh and clean. And skincare afterwards, absolutely fine, no kind of issues with that. I could do everything as normal. So yeah, it's a great product if you kind of like that. If you're kind of interested in all the benefits that it allegedly gives, then I would definitely say go out, get a sample, try it out, see if it's for you, but it's just not really for me. I feel like it's like I'm already quite happy with my cleansing routine, and I only really tried it because I was given it, so great product, but not for me. Moving on, we have the Superstart Skin Renewal Booster. Now, this one is essentially, it's not apparently a serum. It says you put it on before your serums and moisturizers, so it's kind of like an additional step, which for me is always a little bit, oh god, I already do so much with my skincare already, do I really need to have another step? The texture of this is gorgeous. I really, really liked it. I used the whole thing, I used it morning and night, and in fact I actually used it as a serum, even though that's not what the usage instructions are for this product. And I found that it definitely it just made my skin feel really supple. It definitely boosted the radiance in the skin a little bit. So I really, really liked this. But again, I probably won't repurchase based on the fact that it doesn't really have a place in my routine. I feel like everything it does, I've got products that do it already. But I would not recommend it. I think it's good. So, like, definitely, I think if you're the kind of person who likes to kind of go a little bit further and do some extra steps and really, really give yourself that, like, multi-step skincare routine, definitely worth considering. It's a really lovely product. I lied before. I had tried Elizabeth Arden products, and this is what led me on to trying other things. It's because I tried the peel-off detox mask from the, I think it's the Prevage range, which is amazing. It's supposed to kind of basically pull out all of the impurities from your pores and all that kind of stuff. Love it. So on to another Prevage product. This is the City Smart DNA Enzyme Complex, which is anti-pollution, antioxidants with broad spectrum SPF 50, which is a very high SPF. This is kind of like, I guess, sort of like a BB cream. It's okay. I love the idea of this product, but the problem is that the idea of this product is like far too close to something I already use, which is the Clinique Super City Block. Now, this is one of my favourite products that Clinique have ever done. I love this product so much. It gives you SPF 40, it has antioxidant protection, it gives you moisture and very light coverage. So it's kind of like, you can use it on its own as just kind of like a bare skin summer product, just to kind of give your skin that kind of like really pretty, flawless, but natural kind of look. And then all the protection that it gives you at the same time. And this basically from Elizabeth Arden does exactly the same kind of things. The SPF is 10 points higher, which would be a benefit, and I actually quite like the fact that the colours are slightly different. The Clinique one is a little bit more kind of like kind of slightly pale yellow, whereas the Prevage, the Elizabeth Arden one, has more of a kind of like a taupey colour to it. But the colour, honestly, both of them, they adapt to your skin really nicely, so you can kind of like just blend them out and they will just kind of adapt. The issue that I have with the Elizabeth Arden one, and the reason that I did not like it, is because it's silicone based. It's got a base of cyclopentasiloxane. Look how shiny that is. Like, when you put on the Clinique one, it blends in and it looks like skin, whereas the Elizabeth Arden one, it's just got this luster that it's impossible to blend out, and you literally are just sat there massaging it into your skin for ages, and of course silicones don't absorb. So I hated that side of it. If you mix them together, which is what I did yesterday, they kind of work, but why would you do that? You're not going to buy two products and mix them together when they do the same thing. So I would 100% give the edge to my Clinique one. I would not recommend the Elizabeth Arden one over it. If you like Elizabeth Arden products, if you like a dewy finish on your skin, like a super dewy finish, maybe you would like it. It's not like the product has any massive drawbacks. It's just that I did not like the finish, and I didn't like the fact that it had a silicone base, whereas the City Block has a water base and it just absorbs and looks natural, and the Prevage one just doesn't. So that one was a miss for me. The other one that I don't have, because I just threw all the packaging away, was the Superstart Probiotic sheet mask. I've actually tried out a couple of new sheet masks lately. This one, I'm again going to read out some info for you. I'm going to face the camera this time because I keep looking over there. Renew and revitalise your skin with the Elizabeth Arden Superstart Probiotic Boost Skin Renewal Biocellulose Mask. A cooling face mask infused with a powerful blend of ingredients. Shaping expertly to the contours of the face, the formula utilises anti-aging hyaluronic acid and potent probiotics to balance the skin's moisture levels and strengthen the natural protective barrier. It took me 3 attempts to say that. Crafted from biocellulose material derived from nourishing coconut water, the face mask helps to create a complexion that glows with health and radiance. This was a bit of a weird one because it has fabric on the one side and then this weird mesh on the other. You're supposed to take the cloth side off first, put on the mask, and then peel off the mesh, and it was just fiddly. It was so fiddly to do. Once you got it on, it clings onto the face really, really well. I do like a sheet mask that doesn't slip around, I think is like a real benefit. So that's definitely one of its pros. It did leave my skin with radiance. I will not refute that. I think that it did a beautiful, beautiful job of that. However, when I took off the mask, it really peeled off, and there was like barely any kind of like product left on my skin, and I like to be able to kind of massage the remainder of what's on there in, and it was just like I could still feel a bit of pull. And when you use a sheet mask, you don't expect that. You expect your skin to be really fluid and smooth. But it did do what it said it was going to do. It did add radiance, it did kind of like hydrate, my skin felt supple, plump and glowy, and that's all you need it to do really. It's really just a very petty hang-up that I've got about the fact that there was nothing excess to be able to massage into the skin, because really that's extra work, so who needs that? But it's just what I prefer. I like to know that when I've taken off the mask, I can throw it in the bin and just kind of like massage the rest of it in, and just then follow with a moisturiser or whatever it is that I'm doing. One that I did recently buy was the Flower Fusion Rose. Those of you who may have seen me trying this out on my Insta story when I was doing my mask karaoke, I went a little bit crazy that night. I was really tired. This is really nice and hydrating, and it does kind of give you that little bit extra that you can massage in afterwards. And I actually found this to actually be quite relaxing. The rose scent was beautiful. So I don't know. I feel like sheet masks are one of these things that, like, they never really give you a different experience from one sheet mask to the next. I like them wetter, I do. Finally, on the skincare, we're going to move on to a product that is not by Elizabeth Arden, amazingly, and we're going to go on to the No. Before I move on from Elizabeth Arden, I was given a sample of the 8-hour cream. Now, I have lost that sample. I haven't used that sample, and the reason being is that before I use a sample of anything, I always like to know the ingredients, what's in the product. I looked up the ingredient list for the 8-hour cream and I was horrified. Actually horrified. This is what it contains. Petrolatum 56.8%. Already, it's 60% petrolatum. Like, no, that is not going on my skin. Lanolin. Lanolin is usually at the bottom of the ingredients list, not at the top. Again, not really a fan. Mineral oil, I mean, come on. Petrolatum, lanolin, mineral oil, and fragrance. Fragrance could literally be anything. Fragrance is something that, like, the FDA have, like, zero control over what fragrance is. So there could be anything within that. The next ingredient after that is salicylic acid, which is fine. That's a great ingredient if you want to kind of, like, fight breakouts, but not when you've got, like, mineral oil, petrolatum, and fragrance in there. Like, what's the point of the salicylic acid at that point? You're literally putting Vaseline on your face. Salicylic acid ain't gonna touch nothing after that. Propylparaben, great, there's a paraben in there as well. Castor oil, corn oil, because what we need after all these mineral oils is more oils. Tocopherol, so that's vitamin E. I mean, again, like, fine, put tocopherol into things, I don't mind that, that's fine, but into this product it seems like it's a little bit lost. BHT and iron oxides. I mean, this is a train wreck of an ingredients list. Apparently they've been making this for like 110 years or something like that, I think it is. Essentially, no, that was not going on my skin. I would not recommend anybody put it on their skin. It's one of their best-selling products, and that's only because of its cult status. It's gotta be. There is literally, I can't even with this list. No. Moving swiftly on, I'm gonna move on to one final skincare product that's not from Elizabeth Arden, and that is this. So this is a sample that I got from Ren. This is the Evercalm Rescue Mask, and it is fantastic. Now, I will preface. I will say that I don't have sensitive skin. Like, I have pretty well behaved skin. It can take quite a lot of makeup application, makeup removal, skincare, acids, retinols, you name it, my skin can take it quite well. However, if I do have a day where I've not had a lot of sleep, I've maybe used an acid the night before, and I've like put my makeup on and taken it off 3 times in a day because I'm doing something creative or whatever, and my skin's starting to feel kind of like, you know that thing when you put on an eye cream and it starts to sting a little bit because your skin is so sensitive, like from like all of the stuff that you've been like putting on, taking off, etc. Sometimes my skin does get into that state where it's kind of feeling a little bit like red, sensitive, a little bit dry. This has an instant effect. I mean, the texture of it, it is thick. It's like a really, really thick texture. And when you kind of put it on and smooth out, it almost kind of feels a bit like a very hydrating, cooling primer almost. It's got that kind of like, it doesn't stay like wet. But literally, as soon as you put it on to any areas of inflammation or sensitivity or soreness, it just gives you this instant soothing effect. It's a beautiful, beautiful mask. Leave it on for a while, take it off, and just do your skincare, and everything, you just feel relaxed. Your skin feels calmed, and it lives up to its name. Evercalm Rescue Mask. Ah. Would highly, highly recommend. I actually like a lot of Ren products. I've tried a lot of their things. What's great about the brand is that they don't use any parabens, additives, and they do recycle their own packaging as well, which is like a real bonus. So yeah, we like Ren. I will probably do a little bit of a Caroline Hirons style Ren brand overview at some point, even though I don't know the whole range that well. I literally have liked everything that I've tried from that brand, so we'll probably do that in another video. Okay, let's move on to makeup. So all I've got really are a couple of foundations. They look almost identical here. This one is from Chanel, this one is from Dior, and both of these are long-wearing, high-coverage foundations, so to speak. They are completely different beasts. I'm gonna start out with the Chanel one. So this actually isn't that new. It's the Ultrawear foundation, and it is it's been around for maybe about a year now, I think. So I'm going to swatch a little bit of this on my hand, so you can see. We're going to blend this out, and as you're blending this, it literally gives you an instant high coverage. It is not like joking around. It has a very quick dry down. I would believe that that is self-setting. The weird thing is, though, is that as you start to blend it, can you see how my skin is kind of like moving? It does kind of have almost like a rubberized finish to it, and it's like it grips the skin, and I like that. But weirdly, the wear time is kind of not as high as I expected it to be. I still find that it kind of separates and goes a little bit patchy, especially in areas of oiliness. So I would recommend using like quite a good like grippy primer underneath it, but then you're adding another layer of thick product, and I feel like it just gets a bit too much. This product does also slightly oxidize within maybe about the first hour. It's not an ongoing thing throughout the day, but you have to be very careful about your shade, because it does deepen, and I found that I was just looking a little bit too warm later in the day. I wanted to love this foundation so much, but I just don't think I'm going to buy it, because I just feel like it doesn't have that level of performance that it seems like it should from its texture and coverage. It seems like it should be like really fucking stay in place, but it just didn't wow me. And I've tried so many foundations at this point. I need a foundation to actually like blow my mind, kind of. This one, little baby, is the new one from Dior. It's the Dior Forever Undercover 24-hour wear foundation. I love it so much. I really love this foundation. I wouldn't say that it's anywhere near the coverage levels of this one. You can build it. It's a buildable coverage, whereas this gives you instantly full coverage. This one is very easy to build up. The texture of this one is so... I still have some left. I need to not use all of this sample, because I need to make sure that when I go back to buy it that I get the right colour. Even though this does seem a little bit peachy. It looks good on me, trust me. It does look really nice on. The texture of this one is really, really lightweight. It's feather light. But the coverage is buildable to full. The wear time is excellent. It's one of the best wear times I've ever experienced from a foundation. I don't know about the full 24 hours. I may actually do like a wear test video with that foundation at some point just to really see if it will go for 24 hours, because I can go for 24 hours, trust me. So I need my foundation to be able to, but I was literally like, I always get separation on my nose. It doesn't matter what foundation I wear. It's probably happening right now. Well, actually, I used a pretty good powder today, but you do see a little bit of redness going on there. It's very hard to get products to stay in place on my nose. That one did it, and I was like, whoa. So yeah, I'm definitely probably gonna, like, I think I can maybe get one more wear out of this sample. I probably can. Yeah, there seems to be a decent amount in there, and I probably will buy this because I love it. And honestly, Dior used to do one of my favourite ever foundations, which was Diorskin Sculpt, which was their full coverage foundation. This one is nothing like that, and I loved Sculpt so much. I still have a bottle of it somewhere. I still wear it on special occasions when I'm thinking, oh, I might wear my Dior today. Thankfully, this has the same smell. I love the smell of Dior foundations. Oh, they're great. But Sculpt was my guy, and when that was discontinued, I ran all over London trying to find my shade. I found 2 bottles in the Covent Garden boutique, and I bought both of them. And that's one of the ones that I still have. I actually have like a bottle and a bit left, so I'm almost at the end of bottle 1, and I've still got bottle 2, and to be honest, I probably had it past its like shelf life now, but I don't care. I love it. But I'm super happy that they brought out a new full coverage foundation that I love just as much. Because, to be honest, like Forever is fine. Nude and Star just don't do it for me. Forever Undercover, amazing. Really, really good. Final product now. Oh my god. This seems like this video is just taken out of me. Jesus. This is actually a bit of a different one because it's not a sample. So this is by a small brand called Endless Possibilities Beauty, and I met the girl who created this brand at work. I served her a couple of primers, and we spoke about social media, and she's like, well, I'll send you some lashes, and you can let me know what you think of them. So that's what I'm doing. So these are the lashes. So the packaging for this is kind of different to most lashes that you get. So you get like a really sturdy case. There's no glue in it, but you do get a spoolie, which is kind of interesting. I am not 100% sure what that's for. Being a startup, this packaging doesn't come with any kind of instructions. I know that there's a trick going around lately where you can use a spoolie to kind of like feather the lashes a little bit if you want them to look more kind of wispy. Whether that's what this is for, I don't know. These are quite wispy already. So I'm wearing these in one of my Instagram posts. In fact, it's one of my best performing, and it's the one where I've done a makeup by Tati. So it's got like the really sort of like bright lilac bluish in a corner with red everywhere else, and I'm wearing these lashes as well. I had some really good comments. People really liked seeing them on me. In terms of the lashes themselves, they are very sturdy. They've got quite a thick band, which means 2 things. One, you're going to get quite a lot of wear out of them because they aren't going to fall apart easily, which is always a good thing. And 2, it's really easy to peel off the glue without ruining them, so they're quite sort of like damage proof. The only downside that I have to a thick band is that I can feel them on my eyes, and it feels like I'm constantly being poked in the eye throughout the day, and that's not just with these lashes, with any thick bands. I did trim off the ends because they extended past the actual hairs, so to speak. So I trimmed those off so that I get more of a fluid result from them. For somebody who's literally just started on their own, they're really good. I was really impressed, and I definitely will be getting more wear out of these. They're a little bit more dramatic in the style than I would usually go for. I tend to go for quite sleek, quite short, but just add kind of like a to my eyes. These added like a full-blown kind of like glam look, but I got compliments. And I think that's the point of lashes, is that you get compliments. So yes, I approve. I will link her Instagram and her website down below. But the brand is called Endless Possibilities Beauty, which is just on there. Go check out, they've got quite a few styles. I may have a look at some myself actually. And we've got to the end of the video. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you've tried any of these products yourself, what you thought of them. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of thing from me. Obviously this is still a baby channel, so I'm still growing, and would like to know what it is that you guys enjoy, what you don't enjoy. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. I would love to have you back, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.